She just stay forever.
She's got a granddaughter. Is it a boat?
One of each, yeah, they're
Oh,
4 and
I don't know
6.
about him.
Yeah, he's a little one. He's gonna be 4. She's gonna be 6.
Oh, 3-year-olds are my very favorite.
She's always been about Nana, but he's always been.
What is this? This is my new iPad.
About, yeah. Come out sideways.
Well, I had a hard time. You know, I had to go from my memory because I was trying to read it, and I went every time I turned it.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, public comments. Does any more announcements from anybody on the board? Does anybody have anything? Any public? Any board? All right, let's move right on to the number 4 approved consent agenda. Accept the motion to approve them, or do we talk about it? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Who made that motion? Okay, Joni.
Oh,
Okay.
Joni
And then
did.
Lynn seconded.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then, the motion passed. We'll go on to the regular agenda. 5.1, discussion and possible action regarding a request from Friends of RGV Reef for funding assistance to purchase, clean, and sink the tugboat in the reef.
Good morning, everybody. I had a presentation that they just pulled up. It'll take about, I don't know, a minute to just kind of display what the funds are going to be used for and what an impact not only this vessel, but the 6 vessels that are in the reef are making for habitat, and not only that, for the fishermen in the reef. In the past,
Could you?
Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Curtis Hyungs. I'm the director of the RGV Reef.
Thank you.
We are asking for 50 grand. It's going to be used for the cleaning and the deployment of this new 110-foot tugboat that sits 45 feet tall. This will be the largest vessel deployed in the reef as of now. In the past 2 years, just to kind of give you guys an update and ladies an update, in the entire Gulf of Mexico, there has been 8 vessels deployed in the Gulf of Mexico for artificial reefing. 6 of those vessels have been deployed here in our backyard, which is huge impact for fishing and habitat. We will be deploying 2 other vessels this summer. This one that you guys see here is a 110-foot vessel that is currently at EMR. We are going to be putting mooring buoys on these vessels throughout the reef, and they're going to be branded, and we would like to put South Padre Island EDC logo on this mooring buoy. It's going to be embedded in the material, so they will last a long time. These mooring buoys, like I said, will be giving fishermen the opportunity to tie up to the reef and really just fish at ease and not have to worry about circling back and drifting and messing with all that kind of stuff. The vessel is enormous. It's 30 foot wide, the back deck of it. Here you can see Keith and I He's director there at EMR that handles all the cleaning of the vessels. Here's Keith, another gentleman, Jay Gardner. He's with CCA. And if this video will play, this will just show you what impact these vessels are making down there at the reef. So prior, there was really nowhere for these fish to hide. This is where the vessel's being staged at to be cleaned there at the port. As you can see, it really draws just tons of fish, tons of habitat. That's it. So that's all I have for this morning. Any questions?
I've got one.
Yes, sir.
When this is complete, it'll be 1,600, encompass about 1,600 acres plus.
That's correct. 1,650 acres, which is
Thank you.
just a hair larger than the city of South Padre Island.
That's right.
Yes.
I had one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the funding planned for the other two vessels that
There's 150,000 in our budget that we're looking for. Gary is working around the clock to talk to other donors that we have in our pipeline, you could say. So we have funding, but we are looking for more funding.
This one's kind of a surprise boat that's coming?
No, there's a second boat that's coming. This one has been here and been staged for the past 4 months. I don't want to really call it a surprise. It's the second one was more of a quick purchase because we got it so cheap. But what really just cost the money is to get the vessels cleaned up to par, to pass Coast Guard inspection, to be deployed out at the reef.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what does that entitle?
Funding wise?
No. Cleaning.
So we got to get all the oils out of the vessel. We got to get all the wiring, electronics. We got to get any insulation. On this tugboat, there really isn't insulation, but on the shrimp boats that we've deployed in the past, where they store all the shrimp, there's 2 feet of insulation that's got to be removed out of the entire back deck of the hull. So it's just extensive work where they take the aircraft carriers down to EMR. They're donating their time and expertise and really helping us getting these vessels cleaned up to par. And then we want to get these deployed this summer for 2 reasons. One, because of the clarity of the water is literally crystal clear right now. It's swimming pool water. Number 2, this vessel will sit 45 feet tall, which will be 22 feet from the water surface, which will allow divers, spear fishermen, fishermen to just really jump off the water, look down, and just see tons of fish on a vessel at the bottom of the ocean, which is a really cool experience.
Do you need a motion?
Yes, I need a motion.
I make a motion that we fund the $50,000 for this boat.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Great.
There
Well, thank you very much for y'all's time. I do got some stickers to give y'all. Thank you.
This
for
is
the
one
time.
of our favorite projects, actually, because
I
the
don't have a
implications for the whole area.
Great.
Absolutely.
And it'll go perfect with your,
Marina.
Well, thank you all very much. And we'll continue to, I will, because I'm the one that goes down there and takes the video and dives, and continue to send the EDC department video so you guys can see what the funding is doing and what an impact it's making on the habitat.
all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
That's good news. 5.2, discussion and possible action to approve the financials for the South Padre Island Birding and Nature Center for April 2022.
We should have Jonathan on the virtual meeting.
Ooh, these are cool.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. It's nice to see you all again. Does it make sense for me to share my screen, or do you all have the reports in front of you? I don't know what you prefer. Let me see if I can pop this
Share
up.
your screen, please.
If you hit the paperclip, they should be there, but yeah.
Oh, we have that.
See the paperclip view?
They're over on
That's
the right-hand
EDC.
side.
Oh, gotcha.
You look for this
Hit
thing.
the-
I got it.
Hit the paperclip.
Right there.
And then hit that document.
This one. Thank you. I got it finally. Gotcha.
And they move to the right
There you go.
instead of up and down.
Okay.
All
Got
right,
it.
we're ready.
All right.
Most of us are.
Okay.
That was good, Tom.
I like this. Get used to it.
Okay. So I'm presenting to you the financial information for the Birding Nature Center and Alligator Sanctuary for the period ended April 30, 2022. This is just a monthly report. It's pretty routine. There's nothing unusual in here. I'll start off with the statement of financial position, which shows total current assets of $657,000. The vast majority of that being in cash on hand in a few different accounts. You'll see when I get the cash flow statement, that's increased a little bit. March and April were, had positive operating results, which would be expected as it's, starting to be the season where activity will tick up and so on. So total assets of 719,000. The liabilities, very, very little compared to current assets. Current liabilities of 52,000, which is primarily composed of the accounts payable, which is a little bit larger this month because of there's a monthly amount that gets accrued for the gator fees for their gator exhibits, and those get paid every few months. So there are some months when the payable gets a little bit bigger, and then next month I think it should drop down. Long-term liabilities, they have the EIDL loan, which they continue to pay on. And then net assets total 519,668 at the end of the period. As far as the statement of activities, this shows, the 1 month of activity for the month of April and the 4 months for the year-to-date total in the right-hand column. And so you can see that, the revenue is 112,000 for the month and 386,000 for the year-to-date amount. The majority is coming from admissions and gift shop revenue. As far as expenses, 77,000 for the month and 319,000 for the year-to-date. And then on the change in net assets, 35,000 for the month and 66,000 for the year. So, if you look at it from that perspective, it's 1 month out of 4 total months presented, but roughly half of the positive change in net assets is coming from this month. And so the last statement is the statement of cash flows, which just reconciles the changes in the balance sheet and the changes in your operations to arrive at how your ending cash was impacted. And so the increase in cash this month was for a positive change of $47,021.48. And here's a little reconciliation to show how, this total cash reflects on the balance sheet in those 4 lines. There is some information in the back, in addition to the statements, which provides a comparison to budget. So the first schedule just shows the 4 months ended year to date, and then compares to the budgeted year to date, which is, the budget is prepared on an annual basis. So it's not like 1 month has its own budget, another month has its own budget, right? So each it's just the month or the budget divided by 12 months. This is 4 months worth of that budget, right? So this is just to kind of show, where you're at based on that kind of benchmark. And so as you can see, the revenues are slightly less than budgeted, but expenses are also less than budgeted by a larger margin, right? So the change in net assets currently is ahead of where they would have where they've targeted based on the budget. And then the second supplementary schedule is also a budgetary schedule, just kind of a different view. It shows the total budget for the year in the left column, which is, the total for all 12 months of the year, and then shows the year-to-date total and then the remaining amount in the budget to kind of show you how much further the birding center would have to go based on the budget that they had adopted. And so you can, I mean, see that there's, 853,000 left on expenses, 833,000 left in revenue. So that's kind of a fast overview of the financial information for this month. There are also some attached QuickBooks exhibits, which I won't go through in detail, but it provides the line item detail for the book of accounts that was used to prepare these supplemental schedules and the financial statements themselves. Are there any questions about the financial information?
Nobody have any questions?
Good.
All right, well, take a motion to approve the financials for the South Padre Island Birding Nature Center. Is there
I'll make a motion to approve.
any second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that passes. So we go on to number 5.3, discussion and possible action to approve the 2022 annual budget for the South Padre Island Birding and Nature Center. And since our two boards have not met yet, I think we need to table this until the next meeting.
I'll make
that motion.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passed. Now, 5.4, update on the Deepwater Marine Park from Gail Hood.
I met with Judge Trevino and Commissioner Benavides, Joe Vega, last week. And just to give them an update, we applied for the CMP grant, which is the Coastal Management Program through GLO. And it's a grant for $344,000. We have a $144,000 match. They fund $200,000. So I wanted to meet with them to find out how we were going to fund this and other grants going forward. This grant is for engineering, architects, all of that, in order to be able to apply for some of the other grants and to go forward. So we decided to set up a meeting with Greg Wykamp. He's coming back on July the 18th to meet with them and with Mayor McNulty to discuss not only this grant and who's going to pay for what and how and when. We're going to get a spreadsheet of all the grants that are coming up, how much we will have to match, how much they will pay, when it will be due, blah, 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 as we go on. So anyway, on July the 19th, which is the day after we have the meeting with the judge and commissioner, is our EDC meeting, and I'd like to request that we postpone it till Wednesday or the day after or whenever you guys want to, so that I can report on that. I have to be at the commissioners' meeting on that Tuesday morning, which would be when we hold our EDC meeting, and we have to make a presentation based on the funding that we're going to need and who's going to pay for it. So I think that would be good. I'd have more to report. It's up to y'all. I wouldn't be able to make the meeting on Tuesday, but that's y'all's decision. But anyway, I'm not sure who all's invited to the Monday meeting. I know the mayor and the judge and commissioner and Joe Vega, Darla, and I. Judge Trevino's office is so small, and unless we hold it somewhere else, there's no room to take anyone else. I'd like to take everybody with us, but anyway, we'll be presenting it the next day at that commissioners meeting, so anybody can go to that if you want to. But anyhow, I guess that's all. Do y'all have any questions?
When you get that spreadsheet, can you forward it to us?
Sure, and he said we would have it before he comes for that meeting.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I've been asking for that for a little bit of time, but they haven't had time to do it yet. This particular grant, if we're invited to continue, we would be eligible for what's called a special merit grant. It's the projects of special merit. And if we get the first one, then we might be invited for the second one. And that one does not take any match on our part. So it would be good if they like our project. So we'll see. That's all I have, unless y'all have questions.
Gail, what day are you suggesting for our meeting?
Would y'all like to do it on Wednesday, the 19th, 20th? That would be the 20th, right, of July?
I'm going to be gone. If you want to make it the next week, then I'll be able to make it.
Yeah, and that, I'd have to check on the meeting room. That is city council, which is later that day, but I'd have to make sure we could use the meeting room. I think it would be easier to get the meeting room the last week. There's usually
I
not a
won't be
lot
here.
of meetings.
I will not be here.
Sorry. Well, then,
I leave
Can you
that
Zoom?
Saturday
Can you Zoom?
from Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna be in one of those coffee shops. And she-
Hard Zoom. I'm not going to be in one of those coffee shops.
Okay. Are you gone the whole week, Joni?
back on the 21st, I think, but don't worry about it.
Wait, if you get back the 21st, that's when we were, wait a minute.
No,
Okay. here's
July 22nd would work. That's
Yeah,
the
don't worry
Friday
about it.
after.
What about Friday the 22nd?
Yeah, Friday the 22nd. Would
Are
that
you here
work?
that you're,
for everybody?
If you get back the 21st,
Let me look, make sure.
Tamara, are you there?
is Tamara here?
I was going
I'm
to
here.
have to do another
Okay.
missing.
Is the 22nd okay in July for you, for our next EDC meeting?
What day is that? Is it Thursday or Friday?
Friday. It'll be Friday morning.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I can do the same thing I'm doing today.
Okay. I think that, usually there's not other meetings
Yeah,
on
I get back the
Fridays.
20th, so whatever.
Okay, let's shoot for the 22nd. Is that okay with everybody?
Perfect.
Okay, 9 or 10?
9.
Okay.
You know, Friday's not the best day for me.
What about Thursday? Joan will be back.
Joanie
Joanie will
won't.
be back for.
Thursdays are actually easier than Fridays for me because it's usually busy anyway
She
if
comes
I'm in
back
town.
the 20th, I thought she said.
21st?
The 20th.
Okay, if you come back
Okay.
the 20th, then we can. do the
Thursday's
21st.
okay.
We can do it the next
Thursday
day.
probably be better.
Thursday, the 21st.
Okay, and I'll shoot for 9 a.m. unless there's already another meeting scheduled. I'll get with y'all. We might have to
10.
change the time.
Yeah,
9 or 10, I'll put 9 or 10.
okay.
Yeah, Thursday's better for me.
Okay, everybody put it on their calendar now, 9 a.m. on the 21st. If I have to change it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll do a Google Calendar invite changing the date, so y'all don't get mixed up.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions for Gail? Let's move on to 5.5, discussion and possible action to award the Sand Dollars for Success Grant for existing and new businesses. All right, so I think we pretty much got this situated. The two existing businesses both tied. I think we agreed to go ahead and fund both of those. And then on the new businesses, the Padre Island Castle only wanted 2,000, and they got first place, so we gave the second place, the Art Lounge, the remaining 8,000. Is everybody on board with that?
Yep.
We're funding the two existing business, the entire thing each.
The entire thing each,
Yes.
unless somebody has anything to say about it.
So for a total of $60,000.
Yes.
I just want to, like, in the future, are we going to continue doing this, or are we going to stick with our budget in the future? I mean, I just feel like it's a majority agreement. I'm going to go with it, but it's like T-ball. Everybody gets a trophy. You know what I mean? Because everybody participated, and we got to kind of stick to our rules somewhere.
I do agree, but, it'd be nice to be able
Didn't
to
we
just.
budget for 3 of them next year?
Yes, we budgeted for 3 existing and 3 new for next year. And we're also I'm gonna be revising the guidelines, so we're not gonna do the score sheets, and we're just gonna pick the winner.
And,
do it
and
like
this
that.
was an unusual thing. They've never tied before.
Well, actually, yeah, that happened 3 years ago with the brew pub, but I think it was even 1 point different. This was an exact tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
unusual.
Well, we can, do you want to make a motion for that, or do you want to? It's
I
up
mean,
to
we're
me.
gonna change the
change.
way we work it
Yes.
in the future anyway, so things should be different.
I agree, and that'd be the best way to do it. Okay.
I think we should all agree this is just a one-time exception
Do-
since they tied.
Do we have a motion to accept?
I make a
I make the motion.
All right, second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Oh, wait, I have one question, just to make sure. We're not funding Art Lounge 10, we're funding her 8,
Right.
and we're funding
Yes.
the other one too, for a
Yes.
total of 10.
Yes,
correct?
total
Okay,
10.
Just want to make sure.
So that's 5.5. We go on to 5.6, discussion and possible action to approve the 2022-23 annual budget for the EDC.
Okay, let me go over this. I think we got all the changes that we wanted. We've got our new sales tax revenue amount of 1.3 million, and operating bank interest went up a little bit. So it gives us revenue of 1.313 million. And we've got the expenses for administration and the salary, and then the new amounts for the benefits that Rodrigo gave me. And then going down the list, I think one of the big changes probably was we did go up a little bit on the D&O liability. We also went up a little bit on some of the fees, professional service fees, but the net change was only $400 in that category. And then on the next page, we added 12,000 to promotions to give us a total of 15,000 there. And we went up 10,000 on the insurance to 65. We added another almost 16 grand into facility maintenance fund for the birding center. We also went up a little bit on the preventative maintenance to add in a few more windows or something that might need to be replaced. I don't know. And then under projects, I broke out those projects like you all wanted for, instead of business development, now it's all separated out. So you see how much we have for the Kaufman Entrepreneurship Course and the Sand Dollars. And we do have another 50 for the REAP next year in there. Art Business Incubator stayed the same. We did double the facade improvement grant. We added a little bit in for Fishing's Future, and the Marine Park we kept the same. And then what's left is called our designated projects to balance the budget. And so what we ended up with there, which was the majority of the changes going into the designated projects, $237,833 additional dollars into other projects. Those are projects that might come up during the year that we don't have specifically listed in the other projects.
Well,
That's what we got.
That was a good job. I mean, that's pretty much what
Yeah.
we'd figured out the other
Yeah.
day.
So once, if you all approve it today, I will send it over to Nikki to get on the city council agenda for July the 6th. Right, Rodrigo? And I'll present unless, Tom, you want to on July 6th?
No,
or
you can do
whoever.
it.
Okay. If anybody wants to attend and support, that would be good, but I think the city's all going to be happy with it, so I don't think there'll be any issues, so.
Am I just, wait a minute, just a minute, because I know it has to be in here, because I know we talked about it.
What's that? Tell me.
The bond payment.
Oh, yes, that is midway on the second page where it says transfer to debt
Oh, there
service.
it is, okay.
Went down just a little bit to $394,950.
I know it was there, I just couldn't find it. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, I kind of skipped over it because I thought, it was-
No, that's fine, it's
Yeah.
just me.
even though it is the biggest amount on the whole page.
I make a motion that we approve the budget for the EDC for the 2022-23.
I'll
I
second.
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Let's go on to 5.7, Executive Director's Activity Report, including the latest economic indicators, projects, and upcoming events.
Okay, so let's look at the economic indicators. We have in the packet, the April sales tax revenue. It was up 2.27% over last year. But if you look at it still historically, it's a very positive indicator for April. It is the largest on record for April. Even though we were down 2.2% in March, if you look, it was still a very good amount. I mean, we still are doing really good compared to other years. Year to date, the sales tax is up 12.86%. Then let's look at the occupancy tax. It's showing it's down 4.63% over last year, but there is some money that comes in later. I always have to adjust that number the following month, so it might catch up and be a positive change. But it's still a very good April, and for year to date, the occupancy tax is up 6.16%. So we're still up, and they're having the best year. So property tax and building permits are also included in the packet. On the building permit report for May, the total was 3.2 million in valuations. The majority of that is 2 single-family homes, one in Kings Court and one at the Shores. And then it's just some other repairs. I noticed there was like a $15,000 for the Margaritaville. They've already pulled 10 million in permits for Margaritaville. So I looked, and it was some telecommunication company. So it must just be for the IT stuff, the one on this month report. But I'm going to kind of keep an eye out for that, those specific permits.
Okay. The status of Margaritaville is that?
I heard they're going to start in October and be done.
Didn't they change the name to Rita's?
Oh, I don't know about that. I had just
Yeah,
eaten in the
there's a
restaurant.
new sign out front, I think, that says Rita's.
That's Marguerite, yeah, that's a restaurant.
That's Padre.
Yeah, that
Same
Margarita
one.
restaurant.
Margarita Grill.
talking about
I think
the
they've changed the name to Rita's.
They did change. Padre
Yeah.
Girl's name is now Rita's.
Oh, no, I'm
Yes.
talking about
That's
Did
what
I
I-
say Padre?
No, that's what I was trying to correct Tamara. Tamara, she's talking about Margaritaville, not Padre.
It's the old Sheraton.
Oh, Margaritaville. Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the Pearl.
Well, she said Padre Rita Grill. That's why.
Margaritaville.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think they're, I ate in the restaurant, and the guy said they planned on starting October, and then they were gonna try to finish by the March. But we'll see. That's the last I heard. Did you hear something different? Okay. They pulled the permits in January, so one of the main ones, and then another one in March, I think. Okay, so the State of the Island address is the 50th anniversary. I'm meeting with the committee this morning. After this meeting, we have solidified a date. It's going to be Monday, April 10th, 2023, and it will be held at the Convention Center. And I'm going to need the board to help me sell tables and get sponsorships. The city public information officer is working on the actual documents, like the forms and things that we'll be using to help sell the tables. So I'll be getting with you all on that as it progresses. On the Art Business Incubator, the artists have had several months under their belt, and they're exceeding our expectations. There's always ongoing classes and events. If you look at abispi.com, you can register there. The Abbey Board has been working on a membership program to assist in funding for this program and to create a community of Abbey patrons. The membership menu should be approved at our July board meeting, and invitations will be sent out to sign up to become an ABI member. And Joanne Evans has worked real hard on all the different levels, and with her experience with El Paseo, she's been a big help with that. On sand dollars, I'm going to work on revising the guidelines and procedures to incorporate those changes we discussed, and I'll have it on the July agenda for approval. And then I'm going to start the late application period will probably begin late August for that next round. On the facade grants, if the board is aware of any locations that you think could benefit from our facade grant program, let me know. I'll be happy to go visit with them. I'd like to see us do another one of those, so if you're
Would,
visiting with anybody, let me know.
would Coconut Jacks, would any of that
It could,
fall under that?
yeah, it could. I mean, we're funding them with the sand dollars, so I think they're gonna
Right.
be okay, but,
Okay, but I didn't know if they needed any.
yeah. But if there's any others that you guys know of, I've been talking to a few businesses. The new owner of Ted's might apply, and then we also, I've been talking to the Kraken, but so far, nobody's applied. Funding request form, I sent you all my draft of the funding request form. If there's any changes or you want me to do anything else, let me know. I probably will get Toucan to make it more professional looking. I'm not a real graphics artist. I just did it on Word, but it might be good enough. I kind of might want it to look a little bit better. And which reminds me of the logo.
That was my question. Did we ever agree or come up with anything on that logo?
I sent you all some suggestions. I only got one response that said it was a little stark. So we were gonna try to make it a little softer, the EDC letters. And Adrian has been out of town. He's getting back, so I'll meet with him. But overall, did you guys kind of like that we were keeping the umbrellas and just making the EDC bigger? Okay,
Yes.
I'll just try to make it a
Because
little
you
bit.
talked to us about it at the,
Yeah.
at Shane's event.
Because over the years, when we've sponsored things, the letters for Economic Development Corporation are just too small and it's hard to see. So I'll try, so hopefully by July.
Just a
we'll
different
have-
font maybe for the EDC.
Yeah, it just looks, it looked
Stark, it needed a different font, I agree.
Yes.
kind of like an
It kind
afterthought.
of went from we can't read it to whoa, bam, in your face. So yeah, we'll try to make, have something on the July agenda for that too. But anyways, that's it. Does anybody have any questions on anything?
No, yeah, Rodrigo, we still feel good about the budget, right? Yeah, so,
Yes, and I did meet with him before the meeting regarding the items we approved on this agenda, and we are okay. We have them in our other projects, and we don't need a budget transfer.
Okay.
So we don't need to go to city council. I guess I can, the same agenda that I go to for the budget, we can talk to city council about the reef, if you all think that's a good idea. Let me know.
okay,
But we have money in our budget, so we should be good.
all right. If there's no more, let's adjourn.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
I like this. This worked better
You guys
than I
like the
thought it would.
iPads?